Robby Keene, I think we could all agree, has gone through the most changes throughout Cobra Kai. Bro was initially the rebellious teen who hated Johnny and learned karate as a way to get revenge on him, but just ended up using it to better himself. He went on to get injured against Hawk, leading into him losing against Miguel in the All Valley, and after facing this loss, he'd help get Miyagi-Do relevant so people could join in on the fight. We see Robby at his lowest here with his mom abandoning him and Johnny not just seeing eye to eye with him at all, and as we all know, this would lead into him baby raging about Sam kissing Miguel and then kicking Miguel, damn near killing him. After losing both Johnny and Danny, the only person he could really turn to was Kreese, which we then see play out in season 4, becoming too hateful and even witnessing it in full display through Kenny. This leads into him and Johnny talking, and Robby saying that he's simply done hating Johnny and just wants to make peace. And after what was built up since Sid made that comment in episode 1, Johnny is now on his way to becoming the father that he wants to be for Robby. And now it's time to get into how season 5 specifically saved Robby in this case. We'd start season 5 off with Robby initially going with Johnny to find Miguel, but he wouldn't know that at first. When learning that this was the case, he initially wanted to go home, but Johnny gives him the idea that maybe this could be a good thing since he can sort things out with Miguel once and for all. And after deciding to help his father against some scammers who were the same ones who scammed Miguel, he decided to help his dad out. Plus, it'd be good for them overall since they'd fix their relationship. Now, during this trip, we mainly see Robby and Johnny working together and seeing the father-son duo in full action. From Robby using kata and actually cheating and tricking everyone into thinking he ate the pepper, which 100% would be something Johnny would be all for. And seeing these two just laughing and finally being over their BS, and we aren't just getting "I hate you dad" or "it's too late dad" every time they talk, it's great. Robby would use the pepper to help Johnny against the MMA fighter, and it is mentioned after finding Miguel they had a pretty silent car ride home. Now, I did talk about Miguel's perspective and overall Miguel and Robby's arc in season 5, so I'm mainly going to be talking about Robby's POV on the situation, since I don't want to repeat anything that I said in previous videos. And obviously Robby's perspective is going to be different from Miguel's. And the reason for that is because he was a part of Cobra Kai, and now that he's leaving, he's now having a roadblock with people like Tori, who doesn't want to leave and is rather taking things to the next level, and Kenny, who Robby once taught but now is an enemy because Kenny thinks he betrayed him. When in reality, Robby is just doing what's best and wants what's best for Kenny. And I'm not gonna lie, this scene just mirrors the Danny and Robby scene back in season 3 a lot, and it just gives me those similar vibes. It's like Robby is literally in his sensei's shoes. Robby and Tori temporarily split up, but not for too long, just because Tori would want to step up while Robby focused on trying to prove Silver wrong. And I feel like this way of breaking up was a little more realistic than Sam and Miguel, so honestly I'm not even upset. The next thing for Robby to do now is forgive Miguel, which thanks to the help of Johnny, he manages to do so since they both are able to fight without holding each other back. We see Robby being put in the position he put Miguel in, and he would be surprised Miguel held back. After Miguel explains as to why he did hold back, he'd ask Robby why he didn't hold back, which Robby would then explain to Miguel that he had tunnel vision when fighting him in season 2 and he regrets everything he did, since indirectly he caused the worst moment in Miguel's life plus his own. And after this heart-to-heart moment, this allows the two to finally get over it, and it's amazing to see. But the difference between Robby and Miguel is after fixing his relationship with Miguel, Robby would go on to try and fix his relationship with other characters like Sam, Daniel, and Hawk. Seeing Robby be a part of the reason Daniel fights again is just great and enhances their dynamic as a whole, how despite all the bad stuff that happened between them, Robby will always be thankful for Daniel, and overall it just enhances Danny as a sensei. Like, Robby is so goated, man. Do y'all remember when he was annoying and his hair was bad and bro just didn't know what he was doing? Every single scene he was with Sam was cringe. Looked so dumb in so many scenes, man. I like the heat. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Look how far our GOAT has come, guys. We see Robby commenting about Hawk and saying how he should fight for the tourney since he won fair and square, which goes to show how respectable of a fighter he is. And after Eli loses and Sam wins, Eli and Robby fully squash the beef and are considered friends by this point. And weirdly enough, I want to see more of this duo than Miguel and Robby, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know Miguel and Robby, you know, it's good to see them being friends because it's like the new modern Johnny and Danny or whatever. But Hawk and Robby throughout the whole show have genuinely hated each other. It's so funny. Anyways, Tori would go on to expose Silver, which leads into her and Robby working together to bring him down. This leads into the dojo encounter with Robby facing off against Kenny, making it very clear that he does not want to fight him. However, Kenny does not feel the same way, unfortunately, and filled with rage, uses the silver bullet on Robby. He proceeds to get jumped by 2 other Cobras, but is luckily saved by his brother Miguel. And after exposing the footage and Danny Boy kicks Silver, Kenny and the other Cobras would lose their faith and leave Cobra Kai. Robby tries to speak to him, but Kenny isn't ready at the moment, and so he goes to Tori and they get back together since Cobra Kai isn't in the way and they both are on the same side at this point. The two then kiss, and that is so far the end of Robby's story in Cobra Kai Season 5. Honestly, it was great seeing Robby evolve into such a mature character, going through basically all types of training a character could have, and has arguably had the roughest going for him as a kid. Even on rewatch, I do like Robby a lot more than I used to, but it's just crazy seeing that this Robby and this Robby are the same person. Bro has been through a lot, and let me know down in the comments what's your favorite Robby moment in the series, because this is mine hands down, no debate.